What's poppin'? It's your boy, New Setup Blake. I really like this look and it's just gonna be perfect once I get the rest of my vinyls. Today we are going to be doing a special celebration of the one and only Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, he's my favorite male artist, and one of the great debates is which album was better, Channel Orange or Blonde. So I put together a more objective way to try and figure this out. Both albums have 17 songs, so I'm going to put each song against each other. We are first going to listen to both songs together, and then whichever song I think is better is going to get a point for that round. So in a way, it's still subjective. Therefore, feel free to give your opinion on what song you think won a particular round in the comment section below. I do have my own opinion on which album I think is better, but that's not what we're doing in this video. However, I may share my opinion on which one I think is better at the end of this video. This may not be the best way to settle an album debate, but it's definitely one way and will most definitely be a fun way. So first things first, let's head to random.org. So here, what I'm going to do is randomize the track orders for both albums, and I'm very excited to see which songs are going to go up against which. We're going to head to the sequence generator. And then we will do 1 to 17. And all right, so very first up, can I get a drum roll, please? For Blonde, we have, this is our sequence. And now we are going to do it again for Channel Orange. Drum roll, please. And this is what we have for Channel Orange. So, now that we got everything randomized, let's go ahead and get started with round 1.
Too many bottles of this wine we can't pronounce.
Of course, for super rich kids, you gotta point out that this shower head feels so amazing line.
Oh yeah.
She wash my back 3 times a day. This shower head feels so amazing. We'll both be.
So Pretty Sweet was one of my least favorites on Blonde. I'm not too much of a fan of kind of how the production goes. It's like and Super Rich Kids is one of my favorites from Channel Orange. Everybody now.
Real love, ain't that something rare? Real love, yeah.
On Super Rich Kids, you get bar after bar from Frank Ocean, creative lines, sexual innuendos, talking about jumping off the roof and the person grabbing his sleeve. And of course, L Sweatshirt's verse was just wow.
Danny Nash, a caddy smasher, bratty assy, Maddie snatched the daddy's jag and used the shit for batting practice. Pappy done latchkeyed us, toying with raggy hands, and Mammy done had enough.
So I'm most definitely gonna have to give that round to Super Rich Kids. Let's get over to round 2.
These bitches want Nike. They looking for a check.
Tell them all the heavy lies.
Says she need a ring like Carmelo.
She want a ring like Carmelo. She must be on that white like Othello.
Must be on that white like Othello.
Voodoo. Our daughters and our sons are just candles in the sun. So of course we got to give that one to end, you know what I'm saying?
Let you guys prophesy, we gon' see the future first.
Yeah, I'm just playing. That one's got to go to Nikes.
Speaking of the don't know what got into people, devil be possessing homies, demons try to body jump. Why you think I'm in this bitch wearing a fucking yarmulke?
However, N isn't the worst interlude / slow song out of the rest of them. He says some really cool things in it, and I kind of like the whole voodoo thing. He's got the whole wide world. She's got the whole wide world. She wrapped the whole wide world in a wedding band. And then a quick fun fact about Nike. When I first heard Nike, I was a little bit disappointed because I wasn't pleased that the first sound of him was not even his regular pitch voice. So it took me a little bit to warm up to it, but now I really appreciate what that song is and what that does for Blonde. All right, so now we are going into round 3.
Solo that I can see under the skirt of an ant. Solo that I don't get high no more when I try no more. I just go hand. Solo my cup is a rojo, my cholo, my friend.
What do you think my brain is made for? Is it just a container for the mind?
Such a coincidence that the Andre 3000 songs got put against each other.
Bending over backwards, over half of the whole had work done. Saying they want something real from a man, just saying that we being real persons. I hate that it's like this, I feel for you. Since you been gone, I've been having withdrawals. You were such a habit to call. I ain't myself at all, had to tell myself no. She better with some fella with a regular job.
I'm gonna have to give this one to Pink Matter. But what we finna do just to celebrate both songs is drop some bombs for some key Andre 3000 lines. So low that I could see under the skirt of an ant, meaning that so low like he's lower than an ant, or like under the skirt of an ant like a lady. When that ocean's so good, make you squab the wood, make you walk the plank, make you rob the bank with no mask and a rusty revolver. He's talking about how like the vagina can make you do crazy things just because we'll do crazy things for it. But at the same time, also talking about just sex in general, like what it does when you're not wearing the rubber or when you get hard. It's just dope. So now we are going to move on to round 4.
The start of nothing, I had no chance to prepare, I couldn't see you coming. The best song wasn't the single, but you weren't either.
Man, this wasn't an easy one. This wasn't an easy one.
In the halls of your hotel, arm around my shoulder so I can tell how much I meant.
It brings you back to middle school. Whenever you want to feel like you were claiming somebody, you would put your arm around their shoulder. We weren't doing that holding hand stuff yet. Everything was very childish.
You've had a landscaper and a housekeeper since you were born. So why see the world when you got the beach?
Why see the world when you've got the beach? And by the world is all the worldly things. It's like, why even see all the crazy things that are going on in the world when you got the beach right in front of you? Ivy, beautifully constructed. I really like how Frank pitched his vocals up to really give that feeling of him being a child. And then on Sweet Life, oh my goodness, just the singing. That's when I knew that, wow, Frank Ocean really worked on his vocals, because I was a fan of him since Nostalgia Ultra. And then he wasn't necessarily the best singer, but hearing him on first Sierra Leone and then Sweet Life, I was like, this guy is really blowing. But when I put them all together, I'm gonna have to go with Sweet Life. If you preferred Ivy, again, you are more than welcome to state how you feel down in the comments, because I want to hear all you guys' opinions as well. All right, for round 5, we got...
I'll be honest, but you could've held my hand through this, baby.
So being a 90s kid, that PlayStation sound and start just brought back all the nostalgia. It was such a calm and soothing feeling when I heard that. But you have to point out that there's no singing going on in that, no creative melodies or auto-tune going on. It's just the sound of a PlayStation to give just a vibe. But even with that being the case, Close to You is still kind of just a cover. I'm really torn on where to go, because you have somebody put in an effort to sing, do auto-tune, versus somebody put in an effort to bring back nostalgia. So I'm going to Phone a Friend. I am torn between Close to You versus Start.
Close to You is an actual song.
So Close to You?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, thanks. So for round 6, we got a good one.
No control if this sky is pink and white, if the ground is black and yellow, it's the same way you showed me. Down to the dry land, kiss the earth that birthed you, gave you tools just to stay.
And man, Frank Ocean with that serpent part.
Glory from above, regard dear.
And white, which is just effortlessly pretty. The singing is good, beautiful. Beyonce's singing is just immaculate, how it comes in, very soft, just touching. And then you got Pyramids, which the singing is also good, and it's so real about a girl who's going to work at a strip club, done in such a creative fashion. This was the magnum opus at this point at Frank Ocean's career. I have to give this one to Pyramids. Next, we got another good one.
White Ferrari, had a good time.
Now the only thing we share is the refrigerator. Ice cold, baby, I told you, I'm ice cold.
Ice cold. I care for you still, and I will forever. One too many years, some tattooed eyelids on a facelift. Mind over matter is magic. I do magic.
Ferrari. If there's one thing that Pilot Jones has over White Ferrari is I like the bass in the production of Pilot Jones. Both of them tell a nice story. Pilot Jones is talking about a girl who's always on drugs and once again stumbling across his lawn, and he can't keep trying to keep a grown woman sober. But White Ferrari just kind of really puts you in a whole mood. Those first lines, mind on the road, your dilated eyes, really just gives you that feel of somebody who's just not just on ecstasy, but just in ecstasy. Round 8.
Making sweet love, taking time. Look, God strikes us.
I don't have money. I have bills to pay. But that meant nothing to me. Absolutely nothing.
And comes the morning, hunting us with the beams. So sustained as far as it used to be.
So of course that round is going to go to Skyline 2. One of the things I want to point out about Not Just Money is when she says things like it's the difference between happy and sad. It's a difference between having a job or being out on the streets. It's a difference between you going to a prom or disappointing a boy. Money is the root of everything. We say it's the root of all evil, but it can be the root of evil and good. Skyline 2. I really like how he says things like, want to get soaked, want to film a tape on a speedboat, which is definitely coming from Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson's sex tape on that speedboat. I also really enjoy how he kind of sings over his talking. It really just kind of tells the story while being able to be engulfed in what he is singing as well. For round 9, we got
Round your city, round the clock. Everybody needs you. You don't know how little you matter until you're all alone.
And that's facts.
Ooh, 90-90. This feel like a quaalude. No sleep. Every night fucks every day up. Every day patches the night up. On God, you should match it, it's that KO.
It's one of my favorite Frank Ocean songs because of just the double entendre he has on multiple parts of it. But Nights is one of the most popular songs off of Blonde, and that beat switch that signals the second half of the album is just something that people always point to as just masterpiece worthy. So because I think I'm biased here, I'm gonna have to phone another friend for this one. All right, I'm stuck between Nights and Crack Rock because I think I'm biased on which one I want to choose.
I like Crack Rock better, but I gotta listen to Nights again.
All right, so for this round, we got Crack Rock. And I must admit, I do personally like Crack Rock better than I like Nights. Round 10.
The markings on your surface, your speckled face, blood crystals hang from your ears.
This is kind of a little bit of a flex of my knowledge of Frank Ocean and Odd Future as a whole. We are going to do the version of White from the Odd Future tape 2.
Could this be Earth? Could this be light? Wanna look out my window, there's trees talking like people.
Dreaming a thought that could dream about a thought that could think of the dream of the thought that could think of dreaming and getting the glimmer of God.
What is this love? I don't feel the same. I do for you in the dark.
So for this one, we are going to go with Seigfried for a few reasons. The main one being Seigfried is a full song. I think White is pretty. I think it's just another example of what Frank does the best, talks about memories and then how they could fade to gray. I'll forget 23 like I'll forget 17, and I'll forget my first love like you'll forget a daydream. But Seigfried, man, so powerful. Such a powerful song. Strip back the production so we can really feel Frank Ocean. Him just belting out, I'd rather live outside. Around 11, we got
I will always love you how I do. A tornado flew around my room before you came. Excuse the mess it made. It usually doesn't rain. And wishing you Godspeed, glory. There will be mountains you won't move. Or do you not think so far ahead? 'Cause I've been thinking about forever.
The song means a lot to me. And then it was the first song that had all my friends finally jump on that Frank Ocean bandwagon when I was telling him, yo, this dude is he fire, he's the next big thing. Godspeed is good. I really like how it starts off with the I will always love you. It's a nice farewell track. Farewell to a friend. Frank Ocean is speaking to somebody, sending him his blessings while they're going on their way. I also like the advice he gives. There will be mountains you won't move. There will be struggles, but that's gonna be okay. But yeah, that falsetto on Thinking About You. The classic tornado flew around my room is one of the best Vine memes, with the potato, of course, flying around the room. It's classic. Classic Frank Ocean. Round 12, we got Good Guy versus Fertilizer.
If I was an NY, I should look you up. And you text nothing like you look. Fertilizer, I'll take bullshit if that's all you got.
Both of these, not full songs, but I gotta give this one to Fertilizer. I love Fertilizer.
Hand me a towel, I'm dirty dancing by myself, gone off tabs of that acid. Form me a circle, watch my Jagger. Taxi driver, be my shrink for the hour. Leave the meter running solo. It's hell on earth and the city's on fire. In hell, there's heaven. I can never make them love me. Never make them love me. No.
Okay. This one without a doubt is going to Bad Religion. Man, the way he paints the picture of how it feels to not be able to express yourself. Wow. Solo was good. Solo was fun. The whistling is cute. It's nice. Really gives a nice little summer vibe as well. Inhale the smoke. Inhale on earth, there's heaven. And that smoke that you were inhaling is giving you heaven. It's lifting you up to the sky. Wow. Oh man, this next one is probably gonna be my favorite round.
Poolside convo about your summer last night. Ooh, yeah.
I'll be the boyfriend in your wet dreams tonight.
We're spending too much time alone.
We're spending too much time alone. You gotta leave. Give up just a night. Single in a lullaby, she can have a pretty dream. Baby girl, if you knew what I know.
Coincidentally enough, these two songs are my favorite from each album. Sierra Leone is just put together so dope. This was just storytelling at its finest. First with him just talking through the situation while at the same time singing through the situation. And then Self-Control. Man, this song is so relatable to my lover boy self to the point to where I can also get tear jerked every single time I hear it. To me, this is almost a tie, so we're gonna phone a friend again for this one. All right, so we got Sierra Leone versus Self-Control.
I'm gonna go with Self-Control. I think it has a little bit of like a better ring to it. I like the part where he's like,
Round 15, we have
Be yourself and know that that's good enough.
Monks in the mosh pit, stage diving Dalai Lama, feet covered in cut flowers. They mosh for enlightenment.
Don't use that cocaine or marijuana because that stuff is highly addictive.
We've got no choices left. The run is fast. Run, 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 run.
So this one is, you guessed it, Monks. And of course, it's because Be Yourself isn't an actual full song. It's just a nice little lesson from Frank Ocean's mom to don't do drugs. Yes, kids, don't do drugs. My best advice would be to do everything you do responsibly. I really love the story that he tells at the end of Monks. This relates to me because me and my past lover boy ways will often be rebellious.
And Facebook arrived and she wanted me to accept her on Facebook.
Double D, big full breast on my baby.
She started to be crazy. She thought that because I didn't accept her, she thought I was cheating.
Lost in the heat of it all.
Yep, another one for Channel Orange. This one is going to Lost. Facebook story is a cool story. It kind of tells a story about the times that we're living in now, except it's a little bit outdated, of course, because we don't care about Facebook that much anymore. Now, I think the equivalent of what's happened in that story would be posting a picture of who you were with on your Instagram page. Lost, beautiful. I like it. I really like Frank Ocean singing at the end. That was a great part, great addition to the song. And I really like the story. The greatest line has to be when he says, she had a stove. I can't believe I got her out here cooking dope. I'll promise that she'll be whipping meals up for a family of her own someday.
If I was being honest, I say long as I can fuck 3 times a day and not skip a meal, I'm good.
My fingertips and my lips, they burn from the cigarettes.
I should be paying y'all honest to God. I'm just a guy, I'm not a guy.
You run my mind, boy. Running on my mind, boy. Menage on my birthday. Tap out on the first stroke. This ain't no work day. She don't give head anyway.
All right, to end that off, I'm gonna have to give that one to Futura Free. So this is mainly because I really like that beat drop that Futura Free brings in. Futura Free is just a fun song. And then at the end, those interviews are nice to hear as well, just to kind of end the whole album off. Forrest Gump, dope, a statement. Such a statement that this song was. I remember when this song came out, the world wasn't where it is now as it relates to homophobia. I remember listening to a radio, people were talking about the Channel Orange album, and they were talking about like Forrest Gump, and one of the guys was like,
oh yeah, I listened to this Frank Ocean album, and then there's this one song, Forrest Gump, and then I skipped it. I deleted it. Nowadays,
if you're a radio person and you say something like that, you're gonna be canceled. And it's great to see how far we've come. And there we have it, my friends. The winner is Channel Orange. And now, who's to say if the random.org didn't kind of spin the wheels a little bit differently, Blind wouldn't have came out on top. But for this video, and then this time, Channel Orange is the better album. And me, I personally prefer Channel Orange. One of the things I appreciate the most about Channel Orange has to be Frank Ocean singing. I think there are a lot of instances on Blind where Frank Ocean doesn't sing all that much and he focuses more on the story and the aesthetic that he's trying to sell in the song itself. Nevertheless, both of these albums are 10 out of 10 for me. Let me know down in the comments what albums you would like to see battle against each other for future videos like this. And they don't have to be the exact same amount of songs, because there are creative ways to make things equal. Call me what you want, just remember to put Blake at the end, because at the end of the day, it'll just be yourself. New setup, Blake, signing out.